I go by this thing I call no plan B. And no, it's not the pregnancy thing. What I mean by no plan B is there's only one option, and that's to make it. When I was growing up, when I started taking my music more seriously, I was going to school, but I didn't know what I was going to school for. I was just, I was going to college. I meant, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I'll run into these people, whether it be counselors, teachers, in the street and everything, out and about, and just like other random people, and they'd be mostly grown ups, and they'll ask me, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a hip hop artist." They're like, "Oh, okay. So what's your backup plan?" And right there, they're already like saying, like, in a way they're saying, you're not gonna make it. The chances that you're gonna make it is very slim. And this is how I look at it. Everybody has a job. And most of the people will do anything to keep that job, especially if it's a good paying job. If it's a 9 to 5, they wake up on time, get to work on time, do what they gotta do, get the work done before they go home, and repeat the process all over again. Now, my logic is if you use that same amount of energy that you use for keeping a job, use that towards what you want to do. Plain and simple. Me, I look at it as there's no option B. There's only one option. And that's to make it. There ain't no backup plan. Because if you come up with a backup plan, it's like when people go to college, they have a major and they have their backup major or minor, Oh, I want to be an astronaut, but I'll take business class and this and that. The way I look at it, when you have that mentality, you are already preparing for failure. So how are you going to make it if you're already preparing to fail? If you're already thinking like, oh yeah, if I don't make it, I always got this to fall back on. If you don't have, for me, this is what worked for me. If you don't have a plan B, you'll do anything to make that plan A work. And that's how I do it with this music. I've gone broke with this music. I still have my own place. I always had my own place, but it's been to a point where I was late on my car payments. I had to cut a lot of my necessities off. I had to cut my cable off. I had to cut my internet off. Well, I don't think I cut my internet off. I think I almost got caught off. I had to call the company to hey, give me a few more weeks. I was to the point where I was losing weight because I couldn't afford food to eat. I would depend on my roommate to cook something, or I have to go over somebody's house and eat. My phone turned off, asking for rides to work, because I was investing myself. I was putting all this money into my music to make sure I can make it. And you know what? I don't regret it. I've learned a lot from doing that. You ask anybody, if you're not going broke, if you're not struggling, if you're not stressing, then you're not doing enough. So I want this real bad. So I'm doing anything. That's why I'm releasing these mixtapes. I'm putting up money for these flyers, the videos, the studio time, all by myself. Because I want this. So my advice to you, if you want something real bad, go all out to do it. And don't listen to nobody else saying, oh, well, what if you don't make this, or you should try this, or, don't listen to nobody. Especially if they don't have no experience. That's one of the reasons why I stopped going to school. I'm taking a business class, and then I asked my teacher, like my professor, hey, have you ever had to own a business before? No. Then why are you teaching a business class if you have never owned a business? You just reading everything out of a book? I could do that. Anybody could do that. So yeah, if you want something real bad, go for it.
But where they get it from? They get it from the mama, the one that they all